Oh, wait. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mick Bighamian, director of Los Angeles Chess Club. And as part of our series of Tuesday night advanced lecture, tonight, which is April 29th, March 28th. I'm about a little bit ahead of my time. We are having a series of, tonight's lecture is about World Champions Great Games. So first game, I'll be showing you a game by Alexander Alekhine against Nimzowitsch. Do you know which Nimzowitsch? Aaron, very good. So here's white Alekhine. This game is very famous in chess literature. This game is, when you want to think about pins, this is the game to remember and the effect of pins. This game is so famous that Alekhine tripled his major pieces on the C file, tripled his majors, 2 rooks and a queen behind. So they call this Alekhine's guns because of this game. So he opened with e4. Nimzowitsch played French. d4, d5. And what's objectively the best move for white here?
Probably e5.
No. He said 5. Even though they played at the master and IM levels, is not as powerful as knight c3 is objectively the best move. And if you see any games in French these days at the top level, almost exclusively white plays knight c3 on the third move. Now black has 2 continuation, the positional knight f6 or the tactical bishop b4. I think Nimzowicz's mistake was that he played a tactical line against a tactical player. You don't do that. Whatever your opponent's style, you do the opposite. Nimzowitsch is a positional player. Everybody knows that. Knight f6 is what he should have played. So here's the strategic mistake of the first order. So after bishop b4, white played e5. It's important for white to establish this pawn here, which acts as a wedge in black's position, depriving black from putting pieces in these 2 squares. And of course, black strikes in the center. Once we have a locked up pawn formation, the game takes place on the wings. And because of this pawn formation heading towards queen side, that indicates that black's strength is on the queen side and it should expand on the queen side of the board. And by the same token, because of this little pawn chain of white heading towards king side, white should expand on the king side of the board. Now Alekhine played an interesting new move at the time. We're talking about 1930. This game was played in San Remo, 1930. Alekhine played bishop d2. When I was playing French defense, which is my main repertoire against e4, only one time by a master I saw this move. And I had no idea what to do. This is a very tricky move. White is about to go here. After bishop takes, queen takes, he's got to check on this square, and black will not be able to castle. And this knight is a big problem for black. So I had to think hard to find what I thought was a good move here. And later on, when I consulted the opening books, I realized that it was the best move that they recommend. There's an exclam move for black here. Anybody cares to guess?
Exclam.
And you look at MCO, Modern Chess Opening, it clearly gives this move an exclam.
A6.
A6 is okay, but it's not sufficient. The reason it's okay because white plays queen g4, hitting this pawn, getting ready to castle, and it's just not enough. It's a little bit slow.
Exclam.
This move is definitely an exclam, this move of black. And kind of forced under circumstances too. Knight e7. The point is, when this knight gets to b5 now, which he did, by the way, black trades, check, queen takes, and then castles. Knight can still go to the square, but it's not with a check. So sure enough, Alekhine played knight b5. Black played bishop takes, queen takes. And black castled quickly. Another idea behind that knight b5 move is to create a pawn chain over here, so that if black takes, white would be able to capture with a pawn. So white plays c3. So far, so good. From this moment on, Nimzowitsch misplayed the game. And from this almost equal position, when you see the final position, you would not believe what a great position it is for white. First, black played b6. He's trying to deal with that pesky knight. White has strengthened the center, sometimes in French, not always. Sometimes it's a good idea to push the f-pawn and then knight out. So he played f4. Black played bishop a6. Remember, this is black's bad bishop, right? It's the same color of his central pawns. So white to play. Okay, he kept on developing. White doesn't mind black giving up this bishop for that knight, but white will definitely want to keep this knight. Given these pawns in dark squares, this is white's good bishop. Well, it's white's only bishop. So he should hold on to it. Black played queen d7. What's the idea? Hitting the knight twice. So white simply played a4. And black played knight b c6. The idea of knight b c6 is to go knight here next and try to cause some headache for white. That's why white in this position, he has another exclam that puts an end to that idea, pretty much.
G4.
Exactly. Alekhine himself gave this move an exclam. So after b4, black plays c takes b4, white took c takes b4, and you can tell space-wise, white is clearly better, and black has nowhere that he can strike. And definitely queenside belongs to white. So black wants to kick this knight, which is very well placed. So he moved the bishop back and is trying to push the a-pawn. After knight bishop b7, white played knight d6. Not with the idea of taking the bishop so much, but to establish the knight, and in case he wants to play b5, if he wants to play at the right time, or even bishop a6 at some point. So it's black to play f5. f6 maybe would have been better. But black figured his king is on this side. He should lock up lines of attack towards his king side. But with this, he leaves himself no counterattack on the side of the board that he's supposed to be attacking.
He's got a Botvinnik formation before Botvinnik was born.
Well, Botvinnik pawn formation is c5, e5, d6. All the pawns pushed one file to the left. This does not have a name. So white to play a5. It's a nice space gaining move. Black doesn't have too many good choices. So he started horsing around. Moved the knight so many times. He played knight c8. Is this right?
Can he trap the bishop with a6?
No. Because on a6, black plays knight takes knight. And if pawn takes bishop, knight takes bishop. So white, right, takes pawn, and black wins a pawn. So white played knight takes bishop first. As great as this knight is, as bad as that bishop is, sometimes you have to do this in order to look for another advantage. This is a beautiful example of having a clear mind, knowing what to do in circumstances like this. So he took the bishop instead. Of course, Nimzowitsch was very happy to do that. So now white played a6. You see black is extremely cramped. So after a6, queen f7, and bishop b5. This bishop is going to give black lots of headache along this diagonal. And how can white reinforce attack along on this square? Also along this file. So Alekhine is already thinking of rook here, doubling it, tripling it, all hitting this square. So black with all his might must defend that knight. First he played knight 8, e7, white castle. Before you start any mid game planning, make sure you put your king to safety. Black played h6, possibly wants to open up, prevent the knight from going here for now, and maybe at some point g5, maybe create a luft for the king. So on h6, white played rook fc1. Okay, it doesn't matter which rook he moves first. Eventually he wants to double up. So black played rook a b8. This move was a total waste. It does absolutely nothing. And
Doesn't he have 2 on that knight? He's got 2 on the c6 knight. That can't be right. He's got the bishop and the rook on it.
oh, sorry, I went a little bit too far. On rook fc8, sorry. On rook fc1, black played rook fc8.
Gotcha.
And now he played rook c2. He's about to double up, and black should have done the same.
Yeah, so rook c7.
So black played queen e8. He defended the knight one more time this way.
Queen and a pin. Why would he do that?
Right. Because white is going to triple, like he did, and this is already triple defended.
Now rook c7.
On rook c1, black played this move. He should have doubled. Instead, he played this move, which was total waste. Rook a b8. White played queen e3. What could possibly be the point of this move?
Let's take a look.
Actually, this move of Alekhine has no point. I know. I went over this game many times, trying to understand this move, because with what you see in the next few moves coming, you see this queen e3 did absolutely nothing. So black played rook c7 with the idea of doubling up. White played rook c3. Black played queen d7. White played rook 1 c2 with the idea of
Queen c1.
right. So queen from d2 could have gone to c1. It didn't have to go to e3 then, and now go to c1. So both sides playing bad. Except one of them was a world champion, one of them an almost world champion. So after rook 1 c2, black realized that he might need king's help too. King f8. And white played queen c1. How many times is white attacking the knight?
4.
4 times. How many defenders does it have?
3.
3. So he needs another one. Rook c8. This position is probably famous as the most pinned position in chess literature. It's pinned along this file, which is the maximum that it could possibly be, triple, and over here with a bishop. So, but for the moment, it seems that black is perfectly guarded. How can white break through? Where is the killer punch?
Maybe knight h4 and then knight g6 to deflect that e7 knight away.
Well, you can always move the king up.
I suppose. Let's see, how's he gonna? He's got to deflect one of the defenders away.
Alekhine find an ingenious, solid, sure way to win from this position.
Bishop a4 and then pawn to b5.
You saw that? That's it. Bishop a4. And after pawn b5, white is triple attack. Once this knight moves, this rook has double defense only.
Better get the king over right away.
But it's too late. King e8, pawn b5, it's already too late.
Ooh, so he's got a problem.
How can just black gain one move? If he gained one move, he'd be okay.
Let's take a look.
The only way he can do that is by sacrificing this pawn. That delays that pawn push by one move, and that's enough time for black to get the king to d8. b5, of course, white took,
King E8.
and black played king e8,
Bishop A4.
and when he played bishop a4, black played king d8 just in time. Now b5 is not good because knight moves, and triple attack, triple defense. Everything is fine in black's camp.
It'll still work because
Or so it seems.
pawn b5, when the knight moves, push b6, attack the queen with the bishop and threaten the rook.
Oh, okay. Pawn b5, and after knight move, and remember, knight could also go here and attack this rook.
Yes, but still you push b6.
You push anyway?
Sure, because you're attacking the queen. You can't take the rook. Queen's under attack from the bishop. And then you
Okay,
take the
wait.
rook.
And after rook takes rook,
Bishop takes queen.
and after rook takes rook, black already got two rooks for the queen.
Well, let's see. If you take,
This is
I would
hanging.
still move it away. Well, you could move the queen away. I'd still
He's gonna check anyway. Another rook is coming.
king to the escape.
Okay, let's see it. You're saying b5 now, right?
Yes, and you want to put the knight to b4.
I'll put the knight on b4. Now what do you do?
Pawn b6.
Pawn b6. I'll play rook takes rook. Now what do you do?
Bishop takes queen.
Bishop takes queen. And after rook takes rook, what do you do?
I say queen a3.
Queen a3. Okay.
The king's going to escape at g3.
Take the bishop.
It's black's move, right?
Yes, and then you're going to take the knight. If he takes the bishop, you take the knight with the queen.
Okay, let's see if
I like
this
this.
is.
And those two pawns at d8 and b6 I like, because those pawns, one of them's going to come in now. He's got to worry about b7 push.
Okay. So if I'm black in this position, I will play this move. What would you do?
Queen takes knight. Oh, I see, because of the mate. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, I wonder if that works. Let me see. Wait a minute. It still may work with the pawn. Still may work with the pawn. If queen takes rook. if
Both
queen-
sides saw this continuation, and that's why they didn't play it. So what would you do now?
I say queen takes rook.
Which rook?
Well, let's see.
You can only take one rook, right?
Yeah, so queen takes rook. Knight has to take queen unless you're going to check
Takes,
them
knight
first.
takes, and then
Okay, so what happens if, I see, if you push, if bishop takes rook.
oh, wait a minute. There's a nice Suishin Zug by
Yeah,
black.
the check.
That's right. That makes a world of
Yes,
difference.
it does.
So when white plays takes here, black throws in this check first. After, say, king here,
Now knight takes queen.
now knight takes queen. So what would you do here?
Let's take a look. Probably pawn takes pawn. Yeah, pawn takes pawn. That works. I think that works.
Pawn
Does
takes
it
pawn?
work? Does pawn take pawn work? Because you're going to queen at a8.
Looks like it works. So, of course, there are other continuations too, but let's look at this. Pawn takes pawn.
How do you stop it?
Okay. Let's say black plays. Knight here works.
Well, you get a check right away.
Right. What if it checks here?
King g3.
Okay. And on this move,
Pawn
Pawn a8 check. It's a queen. King takes bishop.
I'd say
It's a
check
girl.
with B7 with the queen.
Check b7 with the queen. King e8.
And now pawn to A7.
You want to bring another queen?
Why not? Twins, I always like twins.
It's not enough, huh? Okay. So if I'm black, I will check you over here. And where would you go?
King to H3.
Very good. And then on another check.
Let's take a look. Wonder if you can come back. King H4.
Okay.
And now knight takes pawn after the check. Okay.
Wait a minute. And on this check?
Now you've got a problem. Yep, and that's mate.
Checkmate. So did
you have to
Alekhine
keep
see all
checking.
this?
No, you gotta you don't have to come back up with the queen. You can keep checking with the queen. And
So
the king
all of a
comes back.
sudden, there's a big mace here, and the king is stuck. But that's not how what happened in the game.
I still like the other.
Yeah, this is
I
a
think the king can survive.
this is the wild and crazy continuation.
Yes. But an interesting one.
Very interesting. Of course, he didn't have to calculate all this because
Because
he
it's
could
all win.
it could easily be avoided.
You just all win. That's what year was this in San Remo?
1930.
Well, Nemzovich was getting up there. Alekhine was in his prime. Nemzovich was getting old.
Yes. Nemzovich, his profession was probation officer.
So he's the one that said you have to go after.
And whatever your profession, you look at the world from that perspective, right?
Yes.
That's why he said a pass pawn is a criminal that should be locked and the keys thrown away. Right? So that's interesting thing about Nemzovich.
He went a little bonkers, didn't he?
I don't know, did he? So back to our game,
Yes, they all go a little bonkers.
and in this position,
Too bad, I like that very much.
So-
Okay, so we're back to there.
this is the position.
Yes.
He sacrificed his pawn. This is the position here, right there. After black played king d8, he was waiting for this pawn push, which never happened. But with white's next move, black resigned.
What? Wow.
And you cannot possibly guess that move. Okay. And each one of you can give 2 tries. And I guarantee you're still not going to find the move.
Wow.
Let's start with the person that we know his answer is wrong for sure. Soldi? Oops, nothing personal.
All right. I'll be last.
You want to be last? Okay. Anybody else? With white's next move, black resigned.
That's amazing. After all of that manipulation. After white's next move, black resigns.
G4.
Nope. Taha?
B5.
B5 is the expected move. But no, it wasn't that either. Dave?
Rook C5.
Nope.
Rook C5.
Nope.
Knight H4.
Nope. Mitch?
Oh, king F2.
Nope. Second round. Andy?
Oh, how about wait.
Oh, the knight's pinned, right? So if the knight's pinned, maybe queen E1.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah, the knight's pinned. Queen E1.
21? Nope.
No. He's going to come around that.
Soldi?
Queen A3.
Nope. Taha? Give up? Nope.
Knight D2.
Nope.
Black kind of strong.
King H1.
Nope.
H4.
Very good.
Are you serious?
And you might say, what has this possibly got to do with black resigning? What's so special about this move? You see, black is in Zugzwang. None of these pieces can move. This pawn cannot move. These pawns cannot move. It's just a matter of time before he runs out of moves with these pawns also. After, for example, here, King H2. And now what does black do? On this, he goes here. And black is in complete Zugzwang. Any move by black, lose the piece. They call this position the other ultimate Zugzwang position. You know what they called another Zugzwang position, which Nimzowitsch was a party to, but he won that game. Here is on the receiving end. He has a beautiful game against a player named Samish, I think. Nimzowitsch played fantastic. In the middle game, with all the pieces on the board, Samish, as a white, was in Zugzwang. He had many pieces still on the board, but he had no good move. Every move was losing. They called that game the ultimate Zugzwang position. This is like sister of that game. But here, Nimzowitsch is on the receiving end. So H4, yeah, Alekhine's guns. Next time, and by the way, that's the most ideal way to triple your majors. Rooks in the front and queen in the back. That's powerful. And if you have a diagonal attack too, even better. So when you think of pins and how powerful pins can be, you can recall this position. It really gives you great ideas on how to build against the pin piece. So it's a really memorable game. Fantastic game to remember. Under the gun, Nimzowitsch. So remember, Nimzowitsch made a strategic mistake in this game. He played a tactical line, continuation in French, against a tactical player. He was positional player himself, and he should have played a positional line, which was knight f6.